You probably find these case histories of hypnoanalysis extremely interesting. Remarkable results appear to be achieved with just one session. Hypnoanalysis is not always a one-time therapy. Oftentimes, these same patients must be seen again and again in order to help them with the techniques of hypnoanalysis. The patient who suffers from a neurosis usually suffers from several neuroses. Therefore, it takes more than one treatment to help this type of patient. Don't hesitate to give them that further treatment. I want you to hear now the second stuttering case. Both patients went through somewhat similar episodes. Yet notice how the severity of the stutter is indicated by the severity of the traumatic situation each patient went through. The degree of the stutter is governed by the degree of the trauma. Now here's the second case. When I snap my fingers, it will be the day you first began to stutter. What day is this? Where are you, Clifford? Where do you see yourself?
At home.
At home. What's been happening?
My brother's been kidding me.
Your brother has been kidding you about what?
Stuttering.
Oh, and this is the first day you've ever stuttered, is that right?
Yes.
Now, he's kidding you about stuttering, but there must have been something that made you stutter, because nobody ever stutters unless there's a reason for it. So when I snap my fingers now, it'll be before you began to stutter. It'll be an hour before you began to stutter. Where are you, Clifford?
At school.
What's happening?
We're playing.
Where are you, recess? Or in school?
It's after school.
It's after school. Where are you playing?
In the schoolyard.
In the schoolyard. And what's happening?
We're playing marbles.
You're playing marbles. And what happens?
I have to go home. I'm late.
You're late. And what's the... Oh, why don't you go home then?
I want to play.
You want to play. Uh-huh. And what happens?
It's later and I have to go.
It's later and you have to go home. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen when you get home?
I get balled out for being late.
Mm-hmm. And you're in the... Has anything happened here in the schoolyard?
No.
Everything getting along all right?
Yes.
No. It gets later and you have to go home. So what happens when you have to go home?
I run.
You run. Now you're running home. You're not stuttering at this point, but you're running home. You've never stuttered in your life, have you?
No.
All right, now you're running home. What happens on the way home?
A dog chases me.
A dog chases you. The dog is... Now, let that dog chase you now. In your mind, you're seeing yourself. What's happening?
I'm frightened.
Awfully frightened, is that right?
Yeah.
Now, the dog is chasing you how far?
Down to the corner.
Does he catch you?
No.
He doesn't catch you. How do you get away?
I just keep running.
You keep running. And what do you do?
I go across the street.
Yes. Away from your house or toward your house?
Toward the house.
Toward the house, yes. Tell me exactly what happens as you approach the house. Now, what's happening?
I'm frightened.
You're frightened. How close are you to your house now?
Just a half a block.
All right. Now, does anything happen in that half a block?
No.
Still scared of the dog, are you?
No.
All right. Now, are you running yet?
Yes.
All right. Now, do whatever you did then. What did you do then? Did you run into the house?
Yes.
All right. You're running into the house. Who sees you first?
Sweetheart.
Who's sweetheart?
Sweetheart.
Mother. That's what you call mother. Is that's your mother? What does she say to you?
She wants to know where I've been.
And so, what do you say? Say the same words you said to her, because you remember them all, and say them just as you said it then.
I was playing at school, and the dog chased me home when I started to come home.
Uh-huh. And these are the first words you ever said where you stuttered. Is that right, Clifford?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's right? You're 100% sure that's right?
I think so.
Then you know now what made you stutter, don't you? It was because you didn't want to talk. Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
Every stutter represents a don't want to talk. Just like a hysterical blindness represents a don't want to see, or a hysterical deafness represents a don't want to hear. Do you see what I mean? Do you understand, Clifford?
Yeah.
You see, when a little boy is late getting home, and he knows his mother is going to bawl him out for it, and he doesn't want his mother to bawl him out for it, and then he's right in the mood so that when a dog starts chasing him, and he is scared out of his wits practically, and then the mother asks him, and besides which he expects a bawling out from the mother in addition to the fright from the dog, and you see what that causes in his mind, a situation with which the boy cannot cope. Do you understand that? And you were face to face with such a situation. Is that it, Clifford?
I think so.
Now you would know at this point, because did I get the truth out? Did you know that this was what made you stutter? Did you ever realize that this was what made you stutter?
Yeah.
You never associated this, did you?
Yeah.
All right. But now, Clifford, now that you realize what a stutter represents in the simple little traumatic event, because it was only a simple little thing, wasn't it? Can't you put that into its proper focus in your life? Do you know why you don't stutter badly? Why you can control yourself so well under normal circumstances? Did it ever occur to you? Because it wasn't as severe a trauma as the child gets who stutters so badly that he can't get a word out no matter how hard he tries. Do you see what I mean? Yours was a fairly simple little incident. Let me repeat. The severity of the stutter is indicated by the degree of the trauma. By the time Dave Ellman's students reach the hypnoanalysis sessions, they are so well versed in the deepening techniques of hypnosis that we do not find it necessary to show rapid induction techniques again and again on these records. I want you to hear now what appears to be a simple case of nail biting and headaches. Listen. I'm going to be talking to you as though you are in the first grade right now. And so I ask you a question. What's your first name, Miss Lindley?
Leif.
What is Leif?
Leif.
Leif. Leif, you're in the first grade. Did you like school? Not too much, huh?
Well enough.
Well enough, huh? You have to go anyhow. Yeah. Tell me, Leif, you ever have any headaches? You ever bite your nails? Take a look down at your nails now that you're in the first grade. You ever bite them?
No.
You don't bite your nails. So you see, he doesn't have headaches. He doesn't bite his nails, and he's in the first grade. Let's see where he does bite. I'm going to promote you to the fourth grade now. In the fourth grade now, take a look around the room. How's it look? Look down at your nails. How do they look to you? You ever bite your nails? You do bite your nails. Then something happened between the first and the fourth grade that made you bite your nails. Tell me else, if you ever have any headaches out here in the fourth grade? Ever have any headaches? Never had any headaches, but you bite your nails. All right. Let's go back to the first time you ever bit your nails now. And you'll be able to see the very first day that you bit your nails and what made you bite them. Watch. Stay relaxed, watch it happen. Where are you? First day you ever bit your nails. What's happening today? What's been happening?
Hurt.
You were hurt. In what? In what sort of a...
Yeah, hit by a car.
You were hit by a car. Oh, you see what I mean? So many times you look at a nail biter and you just think all you've got is a neurotic person. It isn't so at all. There is a cause lurking behind every one of these things. And if you could only convince doctors, this is a dramatic example of a boy hit by a car. What happens? He's all excited, he's hurt, he's worried, and so tell us about it.
No. laying across the street with two hands.
Yeah.
Between the houses playing cars or something.
Yeah.
And Mom called me.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to her. And she had Wally Moore call me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I ran across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Started across, running across. I was hit. The car I was there and hit me. And I remember trying to drag my left leg, drag myself off back towards Jean.
Mm-hmm.
And remember Mom trying to come across the street. And she yelling. She was almost hit by a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Big truck.
Mm-hmm. Now, this getting it out of his system is a terrific thing. See the way that, see the nervousness that shows. But getting it out of his system by letting him abreact this, it's probably the first time he ever associated the biting of the nails with that thing. But can you see how a little kid would be completely worried? And I think, Leif, that you can understand why you bit your nails, right? You realize that every time you have bit your nails since then, it's been because at a level below conscious awareness, you've been reliving the scare that you had that day where you realize that, don't you, huh? You realize that now. But now that scare is entirely gone because the very fact that you've relived it, you've been able to put it into the proper place in your life, haven't you? And I just ask you, just frankly between us two, do you think you'll ever bite your nails again, now knowing where it all stems from and knowing that all you have to do is to say, wait a minute, I don't have to relive this fear because this was a little experience that happened to a kid and we got hit by a car, but it happened to so many of us and we managed to survive it and all that, and you survived it pretty well, right? So you don't have to be scared anymore, isn't that so? You watch yourself going across streets today, don't you? So you know you don't have any fears in that respect. So I asked you just quite frankly, do you think you'll ever bite your nails again? You know darn well you won't, don't you? It's as simple as that, friends, and I doubt whether he'll ever bite his nails again. Because now he'll be able to control himself. Now he won't be reliving this frightening episode at a level below conscious awareness. Can't you imagine what happens? He goes out on the street. Some car goes whizzing by him. And immediately, at a level below conscious awareness, he relives the car episode, and immediately there go his fingers to his mouth. Now, he keeps on reliving that for a while, and then the nails are gone again. And every time he goes out on the street, a passing car that frightens him the least bit causes him perhaps to start biting the nails all over again, and he doesn't even associate the one with the other. Is that about right? Have I hit it right on the head? You know I have, so you can feel it when I've hit it. Is that right? Let's go to the headaches now, because I don't think you have to worry about the nail biting anymore, huh? All right. Let's go to the 4th grade. You never had any headaches in the 4th grade, did you?
No, sir.
All right. Let's take you to the 8th grade. Did you go to the 8th grade or junior high?
Junior high.
All right. Let's have you in what corresponds to the 8th grade and junior high.
Sir?
Let's have you in what corresponds to junior high, huh? All right. When I lift your head and drop it, you'll be in junior high. There you are. Tell me, Leif, you're in junior high now, and in your favorite class. What class are you in?
Jim.
Wouldn't that be the natural one? Tell me, Leif, have you ever had a headache in your life? You're in gym now. Have you ever had a headache in your life? Never had. Never had. All right. Now, let's take you to high school. I know you went to high school. Let's take you to the 4th year high. There you are in your favorite class. What class are you in, Leif? 4th year high.
Chemistry.
Chemistry. Tell me, Leif, you're in chemistry class now, and I'm asking you a question. Do you ever have any headaches? Have you ever had a headache in your lifetime? You have had, huh? So there's something happened between junior high and the last year in high. Let's take you to your sophomore year in high school. There you are, your favorite class. What is it? Where do you see yourself?
Playing basketball.
Playing basketball. Tell me, Lace, you're a sophomore in high school now. Have you ever had a headache? Never have. All right. Then take it to junior year in high school. Junior year in high school, and you'll be at your favorite subject, in the favorite class. Where are you? Drafting. All right. Tell me, Lace, you're in drafting class. Do you ever have a headache? Have you ever had a headache?
Yes.
If something happened in the sophomore and the junior year, it caused you to have your first headache. And now when I lift your hand and drop it, it'll be the day of the first headache, and you'll know exactly what happened just as you knew what happened that gave you the nail-biting habit. Stay relaxed, watch it happen. All right, where are you? Where are you? The first headache you ever had. This is the day it happened.
Supper.
At supper, yes. What happened?
Yes. Home from ball practice.
Yeah. And what happened?
Oh, I was upset. I couldn't eat supper.
Upset because something happened. Yeah, what happened that upset you? That's the important thing, because that's what caused the headache.
I was late to practice.
Yeah, and Coach gave you the devil? Huh?
127 laps.
127 laps.
Run around the floor.
Now, can you imagine that? And this is what caused the young kid to have his first headache. This is just putting him to an endurance test for which he wasn't equal. It was enough of an event in his day that he was late for practice. He probably felt bad enough about that. But to be punished for it by 127 laps around the floor, if it didn't give you a headache, it was certainly...
He sure gave me hell every lap.
Yeah. Imagine that. Yeah.
He made the... made the boys sit there and watch me.
Yeah. See? Now, this is the type of thing. This is a traumatic episode with which a young boy cannot cope. This is an episode with which he just has no... He has no means of coping. He has to follow orders. He's put through agony of being teased. At the same time, he is being run beyond his endurance. Some of those physical instructors, some of those coaches ought to have had a little bit of their own medicine. But, Leif, now that you know what caused that first headache, and now that you know that every time somebody has pressured you, because that's what it would mean, you've developed a headache. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Because can't you see what that means? That every time somebody pressures you, he represents the coach to you. Can't you see that? So that a person only has to pressure you a little bit, and the old habit pattern created that day with 127 laps returns. Isn't that so? Now, Leif, can't we break that up once and for all? This is the first time you ever realized that's where the headaches began, isn't it?
Apparently.
All right. You never realized that it was that day that the headache started. But you see, it started because of the fact that there was a situation in which you could not cope, and nature came to your defense with a headache. It was a defense mechanism. So that any time anybody jumped on you, anytime anybody exerted pressure on you, the habit pattern would return, and you don't want that habit pattern anymore. Do you, Leif? Don't you think you've had it long enough? Don't you think we ought to be able to break it up completely now? Here's what I want you to do. Every time someone pressures you, I want you to see yourself running around those laps. And you'll say to yourself, I'm not going to get sick on account of that darn coach anymore. You know what I mean? And you'll find yourself in complete control of the situation. You won't have to use auto-suggestion or anything. You just won't have the headache. You know that, don't you?